amazing ladies in business. Welcome to the Her Story podcast. I'm your host, Kylie King, the founder of Australian Ladies in Business Initiative. And I am so excited today to be joined again by the amazing Abbey Shepherd. Not only is she an amazing business owner and runs Simply Stunning Hair and Beauty, but on the 2025 ALIBI Awards, she also took the trophy for Lady Tradie. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Kylie, for having me.
I'm so excited that you're back because the trophy you won is really actually, well, the category you won is quite special because it's one that we've had that not a lot of other business programs that just focus on women in business offer. And I have
Yeah.
to say, it has been one I have struggled. And I know even before you won it, I rang you and said, I can't get any more people to enter this category. What am I doing wrong? Do I get rid of it and do I replace it with something else? And do you remember that conversation we had?
Yeah, I do. I do. Yep. Yep. I was in Sydney at the time for Hair Festival when you rang me.
Yeah. And you were quite passionate in what you were saying as to why to
Yeah.
keep it. Did you want to share that?
Yeah, I think it's a trade is a very essential thing, I think. And I think it's we're losing a lot of apprenticeships and not many people are coming back up and doing trades. So a trade is very special, whether you do hairdressing, which is a trade, painting, or you do, contracting or whatever you do, a trade is a trade. And I think now more so than ever, AI cannot take that away from you. And you can take a trade wherever you go.
Yes, and I think
Yeah.
that is so important because at the moment there is such a call, I know in my area, for trades like electricians, even hairdressers, builders, and AI is not doing that yet. The robots haven't taken over to that level to be able to offer that. So I know when I work with younger youth and have that conversation, I say to them, look, if you're into it, go and get a trade because
Mm,
it's going to prepare you for the future.
yeah. Look, it's having a trade is absolutely amazing. I've done it for 26 years, 27 in January. Um, doing a trade is not a pretty job, and I understand why all these young ones don't want to do it the hard yards because it is a hard slog, right? So, hairdressing, you're on your feet all the time, like you're tired. You're working like yesterday I worked 10 a.m. till 10:30 p.m. on my feet all the time. And I still had to clean the bowls in the basin. And I got there, I just went, oh, but you know what? It's a satisfying trade, whether you're doing it in the salon with your clients. I'm very lucky because I've obviously gift the art of hairdressing through Hair Aid, but I also teach it to countries and I teach that skill and I see what that does. So a trade is an amazing thing to have. Yes, it's hard slog, it's not pretty, but you know what? Working's not. So we can't all look amazing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
No, that's very true. And I think, so my partner is a blacksmith by trade, and I remember
Yeah.
him telling me that the blacksmith trainees or the blacksmith apprenticeships and the hairdressing apprentices were the worst paid for
Yeah.
apprenticeship. Like I think he said at the time he was getting, and this is quite a few years ago, $150 a week. That was
Yeah.
what he was being paid. So I know that at the start, the money might not be there, but the skills it gives you, and then what, the money you can make potentially afterwards is really investing in your future, I guess.
Oh, look, I started and I was at a lovely little place around the corner from my house in Ascot Valley. I was just the lackey, so I was doing the sweeping, and that's how I originally started. And she would work like I think 3 or 4 late nights, and I would go after school. I remember coming home crying, and my mum said, "Just keep going with it." So her fiance used to do all the books and stuff. They used to give me $50. I reckon I did about 38 hours in those 4 or 5 like nights. And he used to go, well, here's your $50. And I used to go home and go, Mum, I hate this. I can't envision myself doing this. And Mum goes, just stick it out. She goes to me, just stick it out because it's a trade. It will do you well later on in life. And it's a learning curve. So I get all that. We are one of the crappiest paid industries in Australia. So I think they've just done an increase on the wage for hairdressing, but it's not enough for what you do. So I get it.
And I guess with that, though, it's what the passion really pushes you forward. Like that conversation we had when I rang you about the awards, you were actually at a big hair festival where you
Yeah,
were.
so I was at Hair Festival in Sydney, happens once a year, where everyone comes together under the roof. And obviously, I was there in hair aid capacity, but I also was supporting one of my girlfriends who was doing a competition on one of the days, running around. But it's nice to see everybody in the industry all come together in education and learning and, all of that sort of stuff under the one roof. And you never stop learning in a trade. I'm 26 years on and I'm still learning stuff, so yeah.
With everyone, I think you sort of pick up different hints and tips from others and then you adapt that into your style. No matter
Yeah,
who you were learning under or what you're learning from these amazing expos or even at the awards night, there's people that mention things and you go, "Oh, I'm going to take that."
yeah,
And
yeah.
then
It's funny because in hairdressing, we only really learn, I think it's 4 or 5 basic haircuts.
oh,
So
okay.
that's the actual, and it's funny because when you go on a couple of the projects, it was only my last project where I went, oh my God, they're the 5 basic haircuts we're taught as an apprentice, basically. But then everything goes into everything else. So they create more stuff and you get your style. But it's basically, that's what it is basically. And then you learn from there. So, and what we take, I reckon that cutting component at school took me about 3 or 4 months to learn. We teach in 5 days.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
practice needed.
yeah, yeah. But it's what we get taught in a whole module, which is 3 or 4 months. So yeah,
So you mentioned hair aid and now you're teaching your skills all to different countries.
yeah.
So hair aid, is it based in Australia? Can you
We're
tell us?
based in Australia, so originally I think Queensland maybe.
Mhm.
Um, and we're all over Australia, so we've got something like 95 locations for community haircuts opened up in Australia. And we do, I think 4 or 5 international projects a year. So where you go around and you teach the skill of hairdressing to, you know, this year I was in Korobakan jail, so we're teaching the skill of upstyling and cutting in behind bars, for the girls in the women's jail. Yeah, so and you're teaching them a skill because most of that sort of stuff is really expensive, so they don't get the opportunity to have a skill. So it gives them, it does give them hope. We've got one guy in Bali, Johnny, who was an inmate last year, and he did our hair aid 5. He did the barbering course, and he's come out. I think I looked at his Instagram the other day, and I think he had just over 9,000 followers on his Instagram. I mean, it's insane. And he now goes around to all the villas, and hotels, and does barbering. And he was lovely enough. He came back and volunteered to teach with us back in jail. So he went back to jail to teach. So it does actually work.
What a beautiful like 360 thing for him to go,
Yeah,
you know what, I want to come in and also
yeah,
pass that on to other people because it's
yeah,
changed my life so much.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
beautiful.
So I know with my experience going and doing like all the projects, it's made me now want to teach here. So I'm about to embark on my Cert 4 training and assessment so I can teach in TAFE.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Getting a
Yeah.
TAE can open up a lot of opportunities and also so you can teach here, which is
Yeah.
fantastic.
So it was one of the things that I just went, oh my God, I'd love to do that because I love to do that over there.
Yeah.
So, mm.
Cool. So does anyone get involved in hair aid? Do you have to be a hairdresser to get involved in
You
hair aid?
have to be a fully qualified hairdresser to, well, obviously cut with hair
Mhm.
aid,
Yeah.
but we do have a lot of stuff like regional coordinators that you don't need any hairdressing skills for.
Mhm.
So we're always looking for, volunteers to help out behind the scenes there. I think we're we've got 95 locations around there, but you can actually just attend a project as well. We had one of my roommates, she just came to Bali to first outing ever out of Australia. And her story was amazing. And she thought, well, I've never been away. Let's go on a hair aid project. I was like, well, I don't know how you're going to go. Um, but she was just able to help out in the locations, get to meet some amazing people and get to experience what we experience as well. And she walked away and just went, it's changed my life.
So, Hair Aid, you teach overseas, and there's 95 locations. What do you do in Australia? Are you raising money to go overseas? Are you cutting hair? Like, what's
So we
happening?
do community haircuts. So what we do is we have teams on the ground.
Mhm.
And we're in all the states at the moment. We're just about to launch Northern Territory, I think. Yeah, so and we go around to organizations, and it's usually off the back of a community lunch back to the community, and we gift haircuts. So we understand in this, we know what the price of eggs are now. What are you going to buy, eggs or a haircut? So we're finding that the need is really huge in Australia.
Beautiful. Well, I'll pop the link below so people can come and stalk if there's any hairdressers watching and want to be involved, or anyone,
Yeah,
as you said, other skills are beneficial. So I'll pop
yeah.
all that below so that people can get involved, because it would be so amazing for you to crack 100. You're at 95.
Oh,
It would be so
Kylie, I'm in 4 states. I know how hard that is.
So you're the regional coordinator for 4 states?
Yeah, so I obviously Victoria,
Yep.
and then I'm also in South Australia, ACT, and Tassie. So we've just launched 3 new locations in Tasmania. We were never there before.
Wow.
So we've got 2 in Smithton. So Smithton is about an hour and a half away from Burnie.
Mhm.
And we've got Launceston City Mission in Launceston. And hopefully we'll open up Hobart in 2026.
Beautiful. That's so
Mm,
exciting.
it
That
is.
you'll have to get, like, my dream is the big purple RV to float around. So Hair Aid's gonna have to get their own RV
I
and
know. No, mine would be, if it was my bus, it would be the Priscilla bus.
beautiful. So
Yeah.
your Priscilla bus can come along with my purple
We can do a
RV.
convoy.
Yes, we can. That'll be fantastic.
We can
I'll
do a
go.
whole convoy.
I'll speak to the female business owners. You speak to the hairdressers, and we'll just
Yeah.
do amazing things as we go
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
It'll be like an amazing party bus. We'd probably have to spend a few days in certain places
Yeah.
because we wouldn't be able to drive.
Mine would have to be all decked out in leopard print, I reckon.
No, I like
Yeah.
that. It's
Yeah.
different. I like that.
It's unusual. Yeah.
So you mentioned before you've done 27 years in business. Let's
Yeah.
be honest, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
incredible. A lot of people, like, I was reading statistics recently that they said, like, lucky to bypass 3 years in business. A lot of
Yeah.
businesses are folding before then. So do you have, like, a secret sauce, something that's kept you going for 27 years?
I did say this on my application for the awards. I think consistency is key.
Mhm.
Um, and just keeping it, I don't know, keeping it familiar for clients. I don't know. I kind of feel like I woke up and it was 27 years. And I'm still like, I was there like not long ago, and now I'm 27 years. It's just the most bizarre thing, because now I have clients, daughters who I've been cutting their hair. I did their first haircut. Now I'm only 47,
Yeah.
but it makes you feel really old when they go, "Oh, you did my first haircut," and they're 36.
It's like
Or they
they grew up in. Have you ever watched, like, Bold and the Beautiful, or those soap operas, and they have the
yeah,
baby, and then the next episode they're a teen? Clearly that happened.
yeah, I know. I feel like I woke up and I don't know what happened in between,
Mhm.
but we're here at 27. So my own mother gave me 2 months. So I guess, yeah, mum. Yeah. Thanks, mum.
So I think consistency is really important because it covers such a lot of stuff, especially with showing up for your business. Because
Yeah.
a lot of the times people will be like, oh, I've built something and no one's coming, or I'm bored, or I'm going over here. There's lots of other things, but it's like, where's the consistency? Like, you need to consistently show up.
Yeah, and in also too, in times, and we've seen it with COVID and other times in the financial downturn, you've got to, I think, be able to like change and adapt in different ways. Like,
Yep.
you can't just be so rigid to this is my model, because the model always changes. But you can be consistency. You can do consistent with your clients and be regular, show up, be real, do all of that sort of stuff. But when it comes to sort of the back end too, you've got to, like, COVID taught us we needed to work on, we need to just work on our feet.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I never thought I'd pick packs and tint packs. I didn't even think I'd have a website. Well, I did all that during COVID in my pajamas. So, and I think we calculated over the 8 lockdowns in Victoria, and I was working with other hairdressers because I was the only one that had a link up on site where people could pay for it and click and collect a tint pack. We did 1,100 tint packs in 8 lockdowns. And each lockdown was different, and every lockdown I added extra stuff into the packs. So we ended up, at the end of it, we had, I think one year we had the show, and the show obviously had birdie beetles. So they gave all the shopkeepers boxes of birdie beetles, and I put them in there with, some samples from my girlfriend up the road for her face stuff. I organised some little baby champagne bottles for clients. So they got to be able to do that when they were sitting in the salon, sitting at home.
Yep.
So we'd have the little baby bottles of champagne, and yeah.
Beautiful. So consistently show up, but also adapt with what's environmentally happening in the world.
Exactly, because you know what? It changes in 2 seconds.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So not only did you win this year's 2025 Lady Tradie from us, you
Mm.
also previously won our Community Leader Award, but
Yeah.
you also won, from what I saw in a Facebook post, the Small Business Champions Trade
Trades
Award.
award, yeah, for hairdressers small. So that was anyone with that had up to 5 staff members.
Mhm.
So there's a couple of different categories, and I'm still shocked that I was dead set certain I was never gonna come anywhere. I was just there for the food.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was gonna have a good time. And then when my name was called, I was like, oh my God, I don't even have a speech. Like, I was dead set certain a sole trader like me was never gonna come anywhere up against all of these amazing hairdressers in around the country. In my category, I was the only Victorian. So it
Percent.
was just me, and it's just me and my little soul trading business. So it was, amazing to win it. Like, I'm honored that I've won it, but I'm still shocked that it's happened.
So on the subject of awards, can I ask, why do you enter them? What do they mean to you?
Oh, I entered them because enter them because it's a challenge to see if you can get to the next level, right? And you want to be able to present. It's nice to win awards, right? Um,
Trophies are cool.
and trophies are cool. I mean, your trophy is cool. I
Yep.
got stopped at Sydney Airport because they thought I had something sharp in my bag.
I have
And I'm like, you can open it. It's only a crown. It's an award. It's only a crown. But he's like, we need to bring that through. And I'm like, oh, it's the trophy, isn't it? So I was stuck there for a little bit.
have said it's a weapon, and I think even when Gina was on the stage because she does security, I'm pretty sure she mentioned it was a pretty hefty weapon. You've just proved it is. So, did it make it home safe? Is it home safe now?
It is home safe, and it's home safe with the community leader one
Yeah,
side by side. So God forbid anyone comes to steal in the salon. I've got 2 of them.
be like Wolverine with those claws.
Yeah, I can put them
Top
as
of his
Edward
spine.
Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Actually, I should do a post like that. Yeah, no, I don't know, you think you can challenge yourself, and they're good to have for your business. And, you know, I got into them because I thought I'd just challenge myself and see whether or not whether I'd get anywhere or whatever, and here we are. Yeah, that's the only reason you do it. You do it for your business, and you do it to be able to promote your business, and yeah.
And now you've got like quite a trophy shelf. And you're a finalist in another awards coming up that I saw.
Yeah, the Australian Small Business Women's Champions in
Yeah.
hairdressers.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you planning to attend that awards night?
I'm thinking about it, but I think I've been to Sydney about 7 times already this year.
Yeah, I'd be pretty over Sydney.
Can
I'm
someone please have them in Melbourne?
Yeah. Do you know what? That would be great. But it is. I don't know what Small Business Champions are doing. They're probably big enough to move now to go down to Melbourne. But
Yeah,
it's finding a right venue and then heading down there. But I know, for example, with the ALIBI Awards, we're going regional next year
yeah,
to
and
try
that's
and
lovely
support
too.
regional businesses. Um,
Yeah.
and try and get everyone sort of out of metro. As long as you can fly in, I think that we should be able to move there. Um,
Oh,
but we got finalist as well in women's organisation, ALIBI did, and I don't know if I'll be attending the awards
oh,
night.
you should. We should all get on each other's tables.
Well, if we can arrange that, we'll have to
You
arrange that
can,
outside of this. Outside of this.
because I think Meg's actually got there too. Because I think Megan got through as well. Yeah,
Yeah, which is awesome. It's good. It's good that they're out there noticing female businesses. And I think awards programs, and I know I'm a bit biased because I run one now, but it's a great way to reflect and review on your business. Because I think
yeah,
when we're so in the storm or in the trenches of everything, like you said, you blink and it's 27 years. Sometimes you don't realize the impact or what you're doing until you sit down and it says, what's your favorite achievement? Like, what's your top three achievements?
yeah.
Like, hey, I did that this year. Or I forgot that I did that, or I forgot that I overcame that. Like the tin packs you mentioned, like, I didn't know that you'd done that, which it sounds amazing to me because it's something how you adapted and was flexible with everything. So I think
Oh,
that's
that's
great.
from COVID times, Kylie. So it's probably
It's a bit too old
somewhere
for an
in the
awards
lock in the
position
vault.
now, but it's a good example of
Yeah,
needing to evolve, be flexible, and to move forward, which I think is always a good way to review with
yeah, and I
awards.
think it's a good way to stop and smell the roses too. If you do an awards application,
Yes.
to actually remind yourself that you have done this.
Mm.
Mm.
So before we finish up, because we've had an amazing chat, what would you say, last piece of advice, 27 years in business, you must be full of advice for women that are listening. What would you say is your best piece of advice?
What, in business?
Whatever you like, business, life, other than whatever you want.
Oh, don't put me on the spot like that. I've got some funny little ones, and I can't think about them anymore. Um, in business, I'd say stay in your lane and stay true to yourself. And it doesn't matter how many times you fail, just get up,
Beautiful.
because you always learn from that.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast and sharing your wisdom. I look forward
Thank
to
you.
seeing how you go with Hair Aid and also your business, Simply Stunning Hair and Beauty, down in
Thank you.
Ascot Vale in Melbourne. Is that
Yeah,
right?
Ascot Vale, right where the races are at the moment. So
Oh, beautiful.
we're right in the heart of the Flemington racetrack.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much.